I'm going to sign these documents for emergency, and then I'll be sued right away, and the decision will not be favorable for me, and then I have to go through the Supreme Court, and then I'll be calling my friend Kavanaugh. I asked President Xi if China had a problem with drugs, so everyone can see why I had to make this national emergency fake, right? I have to because I want to. Playing Trump appears easy, but for Alec Baldwin, it's an actual fight. He's not merely lounging in the makeup chair. He's sinking in a sea of orange. That makeup is thick like Florida's summer sunscreen. Even impersonating Trump's voice is no easy task. How do you speak with that iconic, confident, clueless expression and those small hands? Baldwin needed to rehearse waving just so, like mastering a difficult dance move. I'm sure if there was such a thing as an award for world's wackiest impersonator, Baldwin would have won it years ago. By the way, let's talk about policy pandemonium. Watch this video. The president still keeps with his stance that he is not going to unilaterally reduce tariffs on China. We need to see concessions on their part as well. And again, that's one of the reasons why Secretary Besson is going to meet with his Chinese counterparts this weekend to initiate those talks in person. Regarding the 80% figure, that was a figure the president sort of threw out there, and we'll see what transpires this weekend. And always in the name of transparency, you'll hear straight from the Treasury Secretary or the president once those any negotiations are over, I'm sure. Policies swing like a mood chart up and down. Statements are unpredictable, you know, and the numbers take off in ways no one can predict. Baldwin needs to do a political move that even insiders can't understand. That's why this role is both hilarious and draining, like a never-ending heat wave. Now, as everyone knows, this is the first press conference in 6 months, and there was so much to discuss. I'm bringing jobs back. I'm choosing the best cabinet, so everyone can see why I had to stage this national emergency, right? I have to because I want to. It's really straightforward. Initially, Baldwin balked like a child, refusing to have vegetables, flat out saying, "No way I'm doing this." But SNL did not quit. They pursued him more relentlessly than the IRS, just the way they pursued Trump on Twitter. The one easy reason Baldwin had the perfect hair and pursed lip Trump covets. Eventually, Baldwin had to relent, and that was when there was a long fight between Trump and Baldwin. Baldwin didn't merely enter the game, he commandeered it. "Everyone, I'm here to report a very urgent, important national emergency. I told you, you've got a drug problem." "No, no, no. We give death penalty to individuals who sell drugs. We need wall." "Okay. I just had a fantastic health exam. I'm still standing 6'7", 185 pounds, shredded. And as you're all aware, this is the first press conference I've had in 6 months, and there was just so much to discuss. I'm bringing back jobs. I'm choosing the best cabinet. With nothing more than a bright orange wig that resembled a Cheeto, Baldwin received more attention than the actual Trump. He didn't merely impersonate him. He revealed all the president's shortcomings like a political circus, completely driving Trump insane, like a cat wearing a red tie that irritates Trump. The president spent his nights furiously tweeting attacks at Baldwin nonstop. Every time Baldwin appeared, Trump lost control, shouting fake news and threatening lawsuits. But the funny thing is, the more Trump raged, the more SNL's audience soared. It turns out Trump was Baldwin's best free advertising. Yes, this is real life. This is really happening. On January 20th, Donald J. Trump would be the 45th president of the United States. You see, you don't think about "I'm surprised by that," because I thought it was something you'd been doing. That's what I should say. I labored over it for months. And you aren't one of those people. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not campaigning, but I mean, people would be like, "Would you do it?" And there's a couple of guys on the internet who are like, "No, please, I'm the only man who should play Trump." Trump speaks like he just swallowed a messy sandwich. But Baldwin, with his smirk and cunning eyes, became the de facto translator, taking all of Trump's knotted phrases and rendering them into something more understandable for common people. Baldwin effectively became a sort of Rosetta Stone to a befuddled generation, interpreting for them the strange reasoning behind every tweet and every unnecessary venting by Trump. NBC's got their hand up, but they're terrible, so not them. The ABC stinks too, but they at least have agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We adore the S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm really hoping to see him next week. It is Jennifer Schmucks, by the way, as he refers to her. Let's get to the point, people. People look back at you like this is who you are when they inform you of what you need to give up for Lent. Do you pick up on that? So I would be like, "What do I give up for lunch?" My wife was like, complaining. Baldwin didn't only do comedy, he made the role a political fight waged with laughter. The more hysterical Trump was, the more Baldwin served as the de facto communications director for the opposition. Each time that Baldwin mocked Trump's weaknesses and defects, Trump would pound on the keyboard on Twitter, while the entire country laughed itself silly. It's evidence that power doesn't necessarily reside in the president's hands. Sometimes it's in a wig and a smirk. Call me, I have another individual who can confirm that he knows me. He called me one time. I was here in New York and would always call Samuel L. Baden. Who? Van. I got bad news for you. The only person who may not support you at this moment in this narrative is Bill Clinton, because I don't know if he'll want to tell a tale about he and Donald Trump golfing either. He did not golf that day. He did not golf that day. He did not golf that day. So you find yourself golfing with Mr. Clinton. All right. So we're having beef. You haven't beefed because I think you said in an interview that you were a better golfer than him, and then you recited the story. Is this correct that he enrolled you in one of your golf clubs and didn't inform you? Yeah. And when I arrived, it was President Clinton. Really? Who can also attest that Donald Trump knows me? Wow. Here's the downer. And he did come, and he brought Bill in, and he got him a jacket. Donald Trump sits on a golden throne clicking tweets like a kid with a new toy and continues to spew out capitalized words with horrible spelling errors that make anyone who reads it wonder. Is this how you lead? Samuel L. Jackson, with his movie background, draws that picture not only with humor, but also with acid sarcasm. He lashes out how Trump called not him to play golf, but his friend and Bill Clinton was blessed with a jacket, and Jackson received nothing but a freeze in their relationship. The key point Jackson emphasizes, true leadership doesn't require incessant bragging because actions speak louder than words. But Trump is different. He just continues using his little finger on his gold-plated phone, continuing to type nonstop, hoping the world will believe he's a stable genius. Meanwhile, the reality is that he continues to drop the ball on the simplest things like spelling, reading comprehension, and most notably trust. But someone did send me something today that indicated Trump claimed he didn't know me. He said he know you. I actually do have his right here. This is extremely exciting. He's extremely with exposure. He believes it's extremely cautious to just barely appear on TV. Barely get yourself on television. But is that really what it is? You say you profess right here you've met him? Yeah, I've met him a lot. You golf with him? I golf with him. Don't know Samuel L. Jackson, to best of my knowledge. Haven't golfed with him and find he does too many TV commercials. Boring. Not a fan. Not a bad thing. Samuel L. Jackson is Hollywood's king of villains, having portrayed dozens of bad guys who scared and enthralled audiences in equal measure. But in life, the villain. Donald Trump is a bigger catastrophe than anything Jackson has experienced on screen. Jackson never shied away from labeling Trump a disaster comedy machine, a bad script so unbelievable that you would believe it to be a fiction. But the laughable thing is that Trump still refers to himself as a stable genius, something Jackson used to humorously compare one saying that they are a world-class ballad dancer and that it is easy. To do it is the true challenge. The crowd laughs heartily as Jackson gleefully gathers these great materials directly from Trump himself to present acerbic one-liners that even Pulp Fiction's Jules Winfield would nod in approval. And maybe that's the distinction. Film villains still possess some ethical guidelines, but real-life villains only commit infinite stupid choices without limits. About Donald Trump, you're currently in a feud with Donald Trump. Do you know this? No, I don't. But that's really great for me because he doesn't like me either. And so whenever there's somebody new he doesn't like, I feel a fraternity, a brotherhood with him. Yeah. And I had my secretary call and inform them that I don't really belong to that club and that I haven't been there in 3 years. And they say, well, you are a member and here's your member number. Okay. So there's beef. You're ordering beef because I think you said, during an interview that you were a better golfer than him, and then you went on to tell the story. Is this really true that he signed you up for one of your golf clubs without informing you? Yeah. It all began when Jackson dared to challenge Trump's golfing ability. Trump did not take it lightly and signed Jackson up right away for a golf club he never mentioned to Jackson. That ignited a fresh trash-talking war with singers exchanged. And naturally, Jackson took the opportunity to deride the Trump administration as an actual life disaster film. Trump remained glued to his golden throne, tweeting incessantly, claiming to be a stable genius. But the reality is that ability is exactly like a child who's good at lying. Jackson concluded on a sarcastic note, labeling Trump, the only stable thing is his consistent ability to make bad decisions. The audience went crazy. Social media erupted with clips and memes, disseminating faster than Trump's tweet typing pace. Can you speak of your tweet? You leaving the US or staying here? I'm just wondering, you just tweeted it on Twitter. Why y'all in such a hurry for me to leave? I pay more than you. I won't say that bit. Him too. Everyone keeps on saying that I said I was leaving. I was in the middle of a Jimmy Kimmel skit. I was acting like a magic 8 ball. Remember that? Did you watch that? I did see. I'm just questioning to make it clear. We'll make it clear. You could have made it clear by being an intelligent journalist yourself and speaking up and saying, you know that was a Jimmy Kimmel skit, right? At last, when Jackson openly taunted Trump, the latter naturally did not keep quiet. He came out with a series of tweets, typing away with his fingers full of typos, attempting to frighten his rival, but ending up getting the web more charged. Memes ridiculing Trump's spelling prowess mushroomed like it was raining mushrooms. Trump even stated that he never watched anything starring Jackson, causing netizens to make fun of him. He probably hadn't even tried a Big Mac or spelled his own name correctly yet. In the meantime, Jackson just relaxed with a cold drink, while Trump just continued banging away on the keyboard like a spoiled child. This was a great finale where tweets and memes produced a nonstop comedy.